got in your earring. G'day Scallywags, how you going? Rightio, well I'm back again and I'm talking about these Queensland bikie laws again. That's right. You all thought I was full of crap, didn't you, when I said it was going to affect or could affect everybody across Australia? Well, let's just have a look at what's been going down, shall we? I've put together a little tiny snippet of video, so let's just take a quick gander at that first, hey?
For the first time, a recreational enthusiasts group has been targeted by police.
On Brisbane's southern outskirts, members of the Vietnam Veterans and Veterans Motorcycle Club and its president Agro are enjoying a Friday night drink. Just a few hours later, 20 police, including some from Bikie Task Force Maxima, raided their clubhouse. We went back to hear what happened.
And the policeman over there said, you're the president? I said, yeah, I'm the president of the chapter.
Did you expect you'd be targeted like this?
Yeah, I do.
You thought this was coming?
I thought one day we would, yes, because they all know that we're here. We've been here for 11 years.
In a statement, police said the visit was to ensure that criminal motorcycle gang members do not attempt to infiltrate legitimate motorcycle clubs.
Is it disappointing for you because you're not one of the 26 listed criminal organisations, yet it seems to have an impact on you?
Well, it's going to have an impact on everybody. That's just not this motorcycle club here. People who go to any motorcycle clubs, which are Ulysses, Hog, people who ride with all them, the same impact's going to be there if they have a do.
One business owner has already been unwittingly caught up in the laws. Doug Meikle runs a construction company out of this industrial shed just north of Brisbane. But his property was included in legislation that named 41 properties as bikie hangouts, meaning outlaw gang members face jail terms for visiting them.
A customer of the bloke next door said to him, oh, that's this badass bikie next door that the shed's going to be taken back off and sold for proceeds of crime. And that's when I thought, oh, I better do something about it.
Okay, so those parts are all right.
He and neighbouring businessman Adam Leishman say the bikie who rented the shed left 7 years ago.
We need to have faith in the process that they're undertaking here. And when there's an incorrect shed, and incorrect by a long way, popping up on the list, and we're having, and poor Doug's having trouble getting it removed, I think that it's hard for the people of Queensland to follow the government into this, faith-driven exercise.
The laws have also declared 26 clubs as criminal organisations, so just being a member is now a crime. But according to long-time bikie advocate Russell Watty, one club, the Scorpions, doesn't exist in Australia.
We've asked around here in Australia, nobody knows of them, no one's heard of them. Just very poor intel from the government's part if they're including a club that doesn't exist on their list of prohibited people.
It's also news to criminologist Dr. Mark Locks, who studies bikie gangs.
We're not really sure who they are, and searches of all the government documents and other things online has turned up references to a number of groups that they may be referring to, such as the Red Scorpions or the Scorpion Boys in Western Australia. There's only one reference I can find to a group called the Scorpions, and that was a group that was associating with another outlaw motorcycle group in Perth, but they certainly weren't called an outlaw motorcycle group themselves.
I respect everyone's opinion, but most of all I respect the opinions of all Queenslanders who want these tough laws.
The ABC has learned police are preparing for a new crackdown on members of the 26 criminal gangs.
They're planning to use Section 12 of the Criminal Code, which covers offences only partially committed in Queensland. It means if bikies gather in groups of 3 or more interstate, all police need to do is get a recording of it, such as security vision from an airport, a restaurant, or even a service station. If the bikies then return to Queensland, they can be arrested and face up to 3 years in jail.
He says even if some or all of the laws are successfully challenged in the High Court, the desired effect would have been achieved, forcing them interstate. So the message for the rest of the country could well be, adopt Queensland's laws or adopt its bikies. Matt Wordsworth, Late Line.
Right, well there you go, fictitious bike clubs and Vietnam veterans and guys moving into sheds that bikies haven't even been in for 7 or 8 years today. Your darts club and bowling group tomorrow, that's right. Anyone that has anything to say that the government doesn't like will be whacked up on this list. And this list is spreading. It's already moved down to Queensland, where they've brought in a new firearms law, which I think they need to take another look at anyway, because it does state in there that if you have any sort of criminal record, you cannot consort or even be in the presence of somebody that has a firearm or a firearms license. Full stop. Not excluding, it doesn't exclude anyone. Therefore, if you have some sort of a criminal record and a police officer wants to have a little chat with you, then you better run. Because if you stand there and chat to the bloke or the lady, then you're breaking the law. The very firearms law that they've brought in, because they have a firearms license and are carrying a firearm. So therefore, you cannot be in their presence under this new law. It doesn't exclude police, court people, anyone. It just full stop. Anyone with a firearms license or carrying a firearm, you cannot be in their presence. So I guess there's a big loophole being opened up there, hasn't there, eh? For anyone with a criminal record to just do the bolt. That's what I'd be doing if I had a criminal record and a cop wanted to have a chat with me, because you just got to get up in court and say, well, I was trying to uphold the law. I didn't want to get in any more crap by talking to someone with a firearms license or holding a firearm. So I spent the last 2 weeks doing a bit of an extensive internet search to see what I could find out about crimes that the police have been accused of, and crimes that bikies have been accused of. So we'll put up those lists just for a bit of a gander, just for a bit of slap and tickle, eh? Let's have a look at the crimes that the police have been accused of committing in the last, this is only over the last 2 years. Rightio, and let's have a look at the crimes that the bikies have been accused of committing in the last 2 years. Right, so as you can see, the list of the police seems to be worse, considering that they're supposed to be upstanding pillars of the community and people of power, compared to the bikies list. If it's not worse, it's at least as bad. Now, I've also done a bit of research and seen if I could find out how many members of the public that aren't linked to either group say they've been affected by these crimes. So let's put up a list underneath the police list of people that claim that they've been affected by the police committing crimes. And let's have a look at people that aren't part of a bikie group or associates of a bikie club, and see how many of them claim to have been affected in the last 2 years by bikies committing crimes. Well, I think it's fair to say that we can easily see here who the criminal group should be, which group shouldn't be allowed to wear their colours, and which group shouldn't be allowed to consort in a public place, and that would be the police force. Clearly should be the ones that are having themselves a big hard look at. And well, pretty much that's all I've got to say about that for this week. So, hooroo for now. Rightio, well, thanks for watching my video again this week. As normal, new videos every Friday, or pretty much every Friday. There's a link just down there if you want to subscribe. Also, there's the comments and the likes and the dislikes and all that sort of crap that you guys know what to do with. If you want me to look into anything further, or you want me to comment more on anything, put it down there in the comments. If you like what I've got to say, hit the like button, let me know. If you don't like what I've got to say and you think I should get off the net, hit the dislike button and let me know. Just being mute isn't doing anyone any favours, is it? Alrighty-o, hooroo for now.